The assignment of your loved ones as the black sheep is to tear you down. Only thing you got to do is look at Joseph. Joseph was chosen from the jump that he was going to be the head of his family. The assignment was in his brothers to tear him down. As the black sheep of the family, you wondering why your family, their assignment is to tear you down. You know why? Because they can see that you the chosen one. And all it's going to take is for you to get to the right place at the right time, and somebody going to see that gift is in you. They going to pour into you. You going to get that one opportunity, and you going to end up in the same position Joseph was in. And your family members, listen to me, in the spiritual realm, they not going to recognize who you are. And I ain't saying they ain't going to recognize you in the physical. Because in the scripture, they didn't recognize Joseph in the physical because it had been so long. But see, in the spiritual realm, they not going to recognize you in the spiritual realm because this going to change. This going to change. All the tangible things that they didn't expect you to end up getting, all that's going to change. And then that's when it come to you acting funny and they this and they that. But see, deep down inside what there's going to be, when you take off as the black sheep, and you want, it ain't, see, in the beginning is jealousy and envy. Listen to what I'm telling you. In the beginning is jealousy and envy because they know that you was already the chosen one. But see, then what it turned after the jealousy and the envy, when they have no choice but to recognize who you have became and who you are and what you mean in this world, they not going to recognize you. And it's going to go from jealousy and envy to guilt. And that's the worst part right there. It go from jealousy to envy, and from there, they ain't gonna have no choice but to acknowledge, regardless of what they said about you, because listen to me, life and death is in the power of the tongue. You spoke all that death over me, and still for some reason, everything that the enemy meant for evil, the Most High turned it in and used it for good. And now every time you see me, you act like somebody that owe me money. You really can never look me in my eyes. You can't never tell me you proud of me. You can't never tell me congratulations. You can't never hug me and embrace me the way that you know I deserve to be hugged and embraced. You can't really never celebrate me. You know why? Because you talked about me like a dog in private. Then when you see me, you smiled and this and that. And then when I was having trouble and having problems, you was always the one, I told you so. You was always the one wishing bad on me. And now that the Most High done blessed me and you see this favor on me, it went from jealousy and envy, and now it's guilt. Because now you can't look me in my face and say that you proud and congratulate me because you never wanted it for me. And see, people, let me tell you something about people, man. People hate when you have discernment, man. When you had discernment and you had the ability to say, I'll cut you out of my life regardless of who you are. Then they want to use that against you too. They want to use that and try to say you acting funny. No, it's protection. I remember what you said about me. I remember that facial expression that you made. I didn't ignore it. Just like I don't ignore red flags in no relationship, I don't ignore red flags in family members. I don't ignore red flags when it comes to friendships. I don't ignore red flags when it comes to associates. I don't ignore red flags, period. Listen to me, if I read your body language in something, I might ask, I might not. But guess what I'm going to listen to? I'm going to listen to my instincts. I paid attention to your facial expression when I said something to you I should have been celebrated for. I remember the tone in your voice when I told you I did something and I accomplished something, and there was I'm proud of you, and deep down inside it ain't gonna last long. I know exactly what I felt in my spirit when I said it to you. But anytime you came and said something to me, I celebrated you. Anytime you came and it was time for me to make sure you feel encouraged in a goal or a dream you was trying to, I made sure that you was encouraged and I made sure you felt like you had somebody with you. But listen to me, it's a pain in my heart and in my spirit when I know that comes full circle and it's time for me to be celebrated. I told her, man, listen, I had a conversation the other day and I was like, it's a pain to become successful, especially when you the black sheep of the family. Because they don't want it for you. even though they know you the one that was going to end up with it. I've watched friends and family members celebrate strangers more than they will with a person that they grew up with. It's no different when you see these people put celebrities on their stories, put these people they never met with clothing lines or doing logos, and they never post their own people. You will tell a celebrity happy birthday and put them on your page before you even tell it to your people. You will check, listen to me, you will see something going on with a celebrity that'll never respond to your DM, and you will send them the prayer hands and tell them you praying for them. You will be on Facebook and see something crazy happen and stroll right by it, won't even harder than it's a person that you done went to their house and grew up with. I'm going to tell you, man, as the black sheep of the family, where I'm at right now in my life, listen, I don't get calls from family members. It's just a few. It's two or three. It's two or three family members that really call and check on me. You know how crazy that is? Do you know how crazy it is? Because guess what I understood? Guess what I came to learn and understood? If it's 300 people on the line right now, I'll guarantee you, if you quit calling some people right now, it's 25 days, 26 days left in the month of December. If you went the next 26 days and didn't call some of these people, you will never talk to them again. And it's so crazy because you the one that's keeping that relationship intact, and they don't even want it. They don't even want it. The only reason why them people stay close to you and answer your calls because they know it's something attached to you, and they hoping on the day that you win that it automatically makes them win. No, that ain't what's going on. It's some people in your life that's only staying attached to you. They don't like you. They jealous of you. They envious of you. They play like they cool with you. But the only reason why they doing that is because when you win, they automatically think they win too. That's the only reason why they staying attached to you. And I'm going to tell you something. And when they get tired and they realize, well, maybe it ain't going to happen, then they going to show their true colors. But the whole time, them folks was on, listen to me, them folks is only there for beneficial reasons. Them folks is not there with no unconditional love. It just ain't true. And you know how, do you know how painful it is to have the discernment? And not only have the discernment, but most people don't have the courage to have the conversation with themselves about these people that they know they need to cut out of their life and quit giving the benefit of the doubt. You've been around these people, and you know the minute you step in, you know your energy shift. On the strength of you keep coming around people who really don't like you. They jealous of you. Maybe you don't like being alone. So on the strength of that, you keep going in places you know you should have been kept going. You quit going. Maybe you don't want to take the time to go and develop new friendships and relationships. So you stay attached to the toxic ones because you don't got used to the abuse. Because when you get used to the abuse, then what you do, you start making excuses for them people. You start saying, well, eventually they'll see. Eventually it'll be okay. Well, maybe I'm misreading it. Maybe I'm overthinking it. You ain't overthought nothing. You done call a spade a spade. Remove that out of your life, and then watch how fast the Most High replaced that and put the right people in your life. Do you not? Let me tell you something about a black sheep. Let me tell you something else about a black sheep. The black sheep also has that survival remorse. That the black sheep is always the one who know I've been mistreated. I've been talked about. I've been dragged through the mud. You done talked about me like a dog. And the black sheep still got the heart to say, when I make it, I'm still coming to get you. And what you don't realize is, no, them folks ain't supposed to go. Your money, listen to me. Your success is not going to turn them people's heart into the right person. Your success and your money and helping them people is not going to make them folks love you. Them folks is only going to do it to get closer to you, to hurt you even more. The black sheep of the family is always the one who you too. I ain't going to say you too forgiving. The black sheep is the one who's always forgiving because your heart is bigger than theirs. And the only reason why they keep abusing you is because they know that. You go around people who know you, the black sheep. They know they done talked about you. They know know they done got over on you. They know they done finessed you. And for some reason, you still keep coming around them people, and them people just keep doing it over and over and over. You know why? Because they know your heart won't allow you to just cut the ties and leave them alone. You will keep taking the abuse. And deep down inside, what you done said to yourself is, eventually, I'm going to do something to help them. You want to buy them folks love. Man, get for real. As the black sheep, I done found myself several times not realizing that what I was trying to do is buy them folks love. I was trying to get them folks to appreciate me. I was trying to get them folks approval, trying to get them folks validation, when the only thing they was doing was taking way more advantage of me over and over and over and over and over. Every time them folks' heart just ain't gonna change. Them folks' heart ain't gonna change. Them folks know you doing it. And listen, the whole time you doing it for them, it's a guilt there. Because listen, as the black sheep, what I've realized, the story of Joseph couldn't be no better for what I'm talking about right now. Them folks, the black sheep always ends up. And listen, let me clarify this part right here. Double tap the screen real quick. Double tap the screen. Double tap the screen. And if you ain't already following me, hit that follow button. Double tap the screen. And if you ain't following me, hit that follow button. Let me tell you something. The black sheep of the family always know deep down inside, eventually, I'm going to end up in the right position. And this is where people get confused. The black sheep of the family don't have to become just super duper successful. The black sheep of the family go through so much and deal with so much. They so resourceful, they successful anyway. The black sheep of the family is the one that went through so much. They know how to call and get so many resources and have not a dime. So you the one that they call when they can't figure something out, even though you might not have the money, but you know how to make things move every single time. They come around, they talk about you. You probably got X amount of kids, and they probably talk about you because you keep having kids. But for some reason, even with them kids, you still the one with the car. You got the home. It's always food in your house. It's always, listen, you still seem to be so successful, and you don't have to have a dime. People think success has something to do with money. And no, it ain't got your value, your knowledge, your will. You so resourceful, you still the one they call on. Even then, listen to me, let me tell you something. Even then getting in trouble, Joseph, even then getting in trouble, this man he still was blessed while he was in jail. Listen what I'm going to tell you. Even as the black sheep, me going in and out of juvie, even when I went to them juvenile facilities, guess what? For some reason, because of the favor that was always on my life, I either ended up getting out quicker than I was supposed to get out, or I ended up in very fortunate situations. Even when I called home, it made it sound like I was enjoying myself in jail. And please don't get this misconstrued that I'm saying I enjoyed a minute in jail. What I'm saying is the favor on the black sheep of the family, even in incarceration, the Most High still show you favor. You end up, people always sending you money. People want to come and see you. You end up with the good job. You end up around the good staff members. The staff members bring you food. I hate to explain it like that, but it's still the favor that's on my life. So you don't understand. So when I call home, it don't even sound like I'm really going through nothing. Listen what I'm finna tell you. The black sheep of the family always come out on top, and it does not have to do nothing with finances. I was the one that the parents, I go to my friend's house, the parents would call their kids to the back. You need to get that boy out of my house. I was him. I was the one, the coaches, the only reason why the coaches would allow me to play, because I was the best. But that was the favor that was on my life. My grades was horrible, and still he knew I'm going to have to put Joe on the court. It was the favor on my life. But listen. The black sheep of the family, Joseph, this man went through what he went through. ended up in the position that the Most High said he would. He said he was basically going to be the head of the family, and he was going to be the one that was going to take care of them. By the time he got in that position, listen. They didn't even recognize who this man was, and they was coming to ask him for something that they needed. It's so many people, so many black sheeps that took beatings. They threw this man in a ditch. Before they threw him in a ditch, these folks literally was making plans to try to off him. They was making plans to try to they said, let's not only unalive him, but let's the dream as well. It's people who done sit back and left you for dead. That eventually the Most High will change your life to the extent of where they don't even recognize you in the spiritual sense. But guess what? When them tables turn, he said, what the enemy meant, what the enemy meant for evil, the Most High turned it and used it for good. But the most important part of it was when he said, in order for many lives to be saved. It's going, listen to the challenge I'm about to tell you when it comes to the black sheep. It ain't even a challenge because your heart is already there. The black sheep never has a problem with giving you the shirt off his back. When deep down inside, I know you done talked about me like a dog. I still will come let you sit at my table. I know you left my house and still got in and still left and said something crazy about me. But I know you gonna call and I'm still gonna I'm gonna help you. Because what, even though the assignment of the enemy is to abuse the black sheep through his friends and family, what the enemy can never see is the heart of the pure heart that you have. They see the pure heart. What they want to do is destroy the pure heart. Because the worst thing that can happen to the black sheep is to become successful and lose the pureness that you have. Because what the enemy do understand is no matter how much is said, how much you tore down, how much these people try to speak death over you, they want to kill that pureness in your heart. Because when you make it, they want you to be bitter and not do things for nobody out of spite. Because the minute your heart become bitter and you successful, you can't be the vessel that the Most High called you to be. Because if Joseph would have went through all of the stuff that he went through, got put in the position that he was in the palace and seen his brothers and sisters, and then his heart was bitter and said, I ain't doing a thing for them people. That's what the enemy want. The enemy see where you headed regardless. It just want to turn your heart and break it to the point of when you successful, you lonely, bitter, and you spiteful. And that's what the enemy want when it comes to the black sheep. But it never happens. It never happens. Because I'm going to tell you something about when you go through things. When you go through things and when you connected to the Most High, what you come to understand is you go through a process that you understand that they haven't went through yet. You ain't felt what I had to feel. You feel what I'm saying? You ain't felt what I had to feel. You can't see from the lens that I see from. You don't have the heart that I have. You don't have the forgiveness the way that you don't have the ability to forgive on the level that I'm able to forgive. You don't understand that I took all these blows and I took all these punches, and what I still have the ability to do is love. And you know why that is? Because I'm gonna tell you something about the black sheep. And I ain't saying nobody's prayer is stronger than the other, because he's not a respecter of a person. And I don't believe that nobody is more special in the eyes of the Most High than the next person if you have a genuine heart. But let me tell you something. The black sheep are some of the most praying people, because the black sheep go through so much so early on. They get hurt so much by people that they never expected to hurt them. Listen, they get kicked and spit on by people that when it happens, it shatters their heart, because you would never expect that from that person. How How in the world, what's up, Dominique? How in the world can you do that to me? And get what? The whole time, like I was saying, what they want to do, they want to break your heart. They want you to become bitter, because when that success comes, they want you to be spiteful and not become the vessel that the Most High call you to be. But see, the black sheep is the one who praying all the time because they heart been broke in so many. What's up, Kiwan? They heart done been broken in so many ways. Them folks, listen, them folks done went through so much. The way that they get on their knees, you will never explain it. Because I done heard and went through things with my parents that I just feel it's just not normal. And I need an explanation. So when I pray about things, my heart, it just pour out different. You hear me? I've been in a situation where I feel like there ain't no way this should be happening to me. And I was crying out, trying to get an understanding from the Most High, that I feel like you ain't never been in a position that had to. My relationship that's been developed with the Most High is different, because I was the one, even though I was going through everything that I was going through, for some reason, maybe I probably didn't like the way it was happening, but for some reason, he always covered me. He always covered me. Not only did he always cover me, he always protected me. He always shielded me. I probably didn't understand it or see it. It might have been something, like he said, no weapon formed shall prosper. It was many things that probably touched me and hurt me. I didn't understand. But the minute it was going too far, for some reason, I was always moved. I was always protected. The minute where I didn't know how this was going to work, and for some reason, he did it for me. And see, the black sheep is just too appreciative. And that's what people don't understand when it comes to us. The black sheep is too appreciative. We accept the small things and we don't forget the small things. But listen, I'm going to say it again. The black sheep understand the smallest things and we don't forget the smallest thing. Hey, what we complaining for? Man, I ain't complaining too long, because listen to me. Listen, I've always watched him turn around and make it happen for me. So the black sheep of the family, your heart is different because you done experienced too many things. You done experienced too many things. And right now, I feel like as the black sheep right now, what I'm experiencing right now is our family ain't family. Listen, just bear with me for a minute, because some of us give family too big of a pass because we share the same blood. Listen, most black sheep end up in families that ain't blood. Most black sheep end up with support that it's not going to come from your people. And even though the black sheep want the support, listen, as a black sheep, you want the support from your people, because what you want to do is, listen what I'm going to tell you. It's a part of Stockholm Syndrome. You want the support, the validation, and the approval and the support from your people, because these are the people you want to please. These are the people you want to say, you finally want them to say, I see you. You want them to say, I'm proud of you. You want them to accept you because you feel like they never accepted you. Your grind, you might grind as hard as you grind just on the strength of eventually I'm going to show them people. I'm going to show them. As much as they done kicked me and did this and didn't want, I'm going to show them. And then when you get in that position, you want them to embrace you so you can finally feel the love that you feel you've never had, that should have came from them. But see, that's not the plan that the Most High even got for you. But see, because the only thing you got to do is pay attention to Yeshua, who we know as Jesus the Christ. When them folks knocked on the door and they said, your mama and your brother is outside, he said, who is my mama and my brother? At that very point, that statement was so powerful, because let's not get this misconstrued. Just because they your blood, sometimes it don't mean that they your family. Because if you pay attention to how I started, it was family that threw that man in the pit and threw him away. He just had the heart to continue to love on them folks, even when he got to the palace. He said, whoever does the will of my father is my mother and my brother. The people that the Most High want you to accept the embracement from, want you to accept the encouragement from, the people that he wants you to realize is going to pour into you, the people that's going to support you, the people that's really going to be a part of the new life that you finna get started walking in. It ain't going to have nothing to do with the blood. It's going to have something to do with the blood. Do you understand me? It's not gonna have nothing to do with it. It's gonna have something to do with the real blood that was shed on Calvary. Them the ones. You know why? You know why it's gonna be them? Because if the person ain't possessing the spirit, they got that love, that joy, that peace, and that kindness. Them folks ain't gonna know how to accept you. And then this is another thing you gotta understand as the black sheep. The love may never come from home. And you want it to come from home, and you're not even understanding on the spiritual realm. If the love come from home, you might stop going. Because the minute you get the embracement and that validation that you've been hoping for, you might miss the world that he's trying to get you to reach. Because you'll get it from that small community that you've been trying to seek. The minute they start, you'll feel a part of what you've been wanting to be a part of, and it's going to stop you from continuing to spread your wings. And do you know how many people felt like I shouldn't have came to Dallas? Do you know how many people, listen, when I moved to Dallas almost 3 years ago, listen, I didn't even tell my mama, homie. Like my dedication to him is that serious. I don't need nobody to tell me. I don't need the approval of my plans from nobody. I don't need an applause from nobody but him. I don't need to go before nobody and what do you think? Because I listen, what sense does it make to keep going as the black sheep? As the black sheep, I'm asking you, double tap the screen for me. Double tap the screen. Double tap the screen. If you ain't following me, hit the follow button. What sense does it make as the black sheep to go to those who have never supported you, who didn't never seem like they was there for you, who did not understand you, who does not think that you capable or does not think that it is capable? Why would I go and ask any of them? What's your thoughts on this? What's your opinion? Do you? I think I want to. Why would I continue to do that to the people that's been abusing me? It doesn't even make sense. And the whole time deep down inside, he already done told you what you need to do. And you still want to go and ask those who ain't gonna do nothing but try to talk you out of doing what it is you know you need to be doing anyway. I came to Dallas, my life done changed to the point I can't even put into words. I ain't even finna try to sit here and explain it to you. But one thing for sure, two things for certain. What I've come to understand is being the black sheep of the family, for those that the enemy used as a vessel. Let me start it like that. Because Yeshua he said, "Get thee behind me, Satan." He was talking to the spirit that was in the person, not the person. So I want to say this as the black sheep of the family. For those who didn't understand you was being used to keep me from becoming who I became today, I really appreciate you. I really want to thank you. Because what I come to understand, you'll never break me. He said he knew me before the womb. If he knew me before the womb, he know eventually that this was going to happen. And for those that it has not happened for, or you feel listen to me, for those that it ain't happened for, or you feel you right on the verge of it happening, I promise you one choice away. And that choice you're going to have to make without wanting the approval of nobody. And it's going to come with cutting off people that you not sure about cutting off yet. It's a decision that you gonna have to make. It's somebody that you love dearly, that you value their opinion so much. You're gonna have to go without that person's opinion. You're gonna have to go without that person able to be in your ear and tell you and give you one decision away. I promise you. You one decision away from cutting that person off that don't support you. That person that every time you say something, their face just gets scrunched up. Or you can can tell in their tone when they talking, they really don't want you to do and become who it is that they know you can become, because guess what that means? It means they lose their punching bag. You hear what I'm saying? For all them people that wanted to call me and say all the negative stuff, the minute I make the decision, you lose your punching bag. Yeah, you lose your punching bag. And then you quit practicing on me. You gonna have to find you some, you gonna have to get away from me. You're gonna have to get away from me, because then at that point, guess what? Like I said in the beginning, it's gonna go from jealousy and envy to guilt. And guilt is the worst part, when them folks don't want to look within. Because I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna tell you how you can recognize them people. It's a lot of people that owe you an apology and they know, and they'll never do it. And listen to me, you don't need the apology to heal up neither. Don't think that you need the apology to heal up, because I promise you that apology is never coming. It's never coming. It's gonna go from jealousy and envy, and then it's going to go to guilt. And in that guilt, they know what they said about you behind your back. Listen to what I'm finna tell you. Them folks know what they said about you behind your back. They know the things that they said that they were trying to intentionally and strategically stop you from going where it was that you were speaking about going. Them folks know. And them folks will never come to you and say, I ain't even gonna lie to you, I owe you an apology. And you say, what's up? You already know what time it is. Because I remember when you came and you said what it was that you wanted to do. Only reason, listen. And they can't take the accountability as a part of the apology. Listen, you can't apologize without that accountability attached to it. When you come and you say, I want to apologize. Really, when I said them things I said, I was projecting. What you mean you was projecting? When you were saying you was wanting to do all of them things, I realized that scared me, because I never stepped out of my comfort zone to do that. And the minute you started thinking about doing, I was projecting my fears onto you. And I didn't realize at the time when I said that, I could have talked you out of going forth yourself. But you went on and did it anyway. And I got to say to you, I'm sorry. People cannot do that. People, listen, it ain't going to come. It's just not going to come, man. It's just not going to come. Quit looking for your apology as the black sheep. And I'm going to end it with saying this part right here. And don't let what nobody said or done to you turn you bitter and spiteful. You can still share your success, but make sure you got the boundary. Make sure them folks understand I'm doing this because of my heart, and I'm not doing it because I'm trying to buy you or I'm trying to get your validation or your approval. I'm not doing this because I'm still trying to get you to accept me. I create them boundaries. I'll help you here and there. You know what I'm saying? Just on, because that's because I know you wanted to break me, but I am who I am, and I ain't saying no just because I'm spiteful. I'm helping because that's just who I am. And one thing for sure, two things for certain: the giver never run out. Never. Listen when I tell you, the giver never runs out. Never. And I don't know one black sheep that ain't never, I don't know one black sheep that won't give you the shirt off their back. And them folks has always got it. Listen, and I ain't saying they have to be rich. I'm talking about resourceful. I'm talking about full of wisdom. I'm talking about full of love. I'm talking about full of patience. Listen, them black sheep, it's just something about them. They givers. And listen, that's why they never run out.